What's one of the most valuable things in the world? This passage in Job talks about wisdom, and it compares it to kind of rubies that you dig out the ground and gold that's hidden under the earth that no one can see. And it actually says that wisdom is more valuable than those things. And when we stop and we think about that, that makes a bit of sense, doesn't it? So we know that you can have a whole load of money and not a lot of sense, or that you can be really good looking, but good looks only get you so far. And we know even that you can want to live a right life and want to live a life that reflects God and His love, but more often than not, we come up across difficult situations and we don't know what to choose. It's not an obvious decision to make, and we have to discern which way should we go, how should I react, how should I speak. For all of that, we need wisdom, and wisdom can help us live a life that makes a difference. Without it, really, we're going to find that a bit of a battle. And Job here, it kind of comes to what's the heart of it and the nugget of where wisdom really begins. And this is something we've read before in Proverbs, but it talks about how fearing God is the beginning of wisdom. And when we skip over to Psalm 18, you can see why that makes sense, can't you? Because there's this description of God that is pretty scary. It talks about all these mountains shaking, says he's got smoke coming out of his nostrils. Like, I'd be scared of a person who had smoke just pouring out their nostrils, but this is a God who's got smoke coming out of his nose, and then not only out of his nose, but he's got like burning coals coming out of his mouth. He's parting the clouds. It's this crazy, powerful, scary picture of God. And we can sometimes, because we understand God, He reveals Himself in Jesus to be loving and intimate. That's what we like, and that's certainly what I major on. And I don't think we're meant to be terrified of Him in the sense of we're scared to go near Him, because the whole point is He's come near to us to make a way. And yet at the same time, that is right that we're in awe and that we do fear to an extent. Often some of the things that we need most in life, they're both wonderful, but they're also scary. So, the sun, we need it because it gives us light, and without light, we'd be dead. And yet, at the same time, if you were to go right up to the sun and press your face against it, you would have melted a long time ago. There's this incredible, powerful, burning inferno that's pouring out heat and pouring out light, and it could consume us at any moment. That's the same. The same is true of God. And to learn to fear Him and to understand that He, above all other things, is to be obeyed, and that He is to be worshipped, and that He is to be the centre. That is where wisdom begins. Remember who's first. It's God Almighty.